Hey, this is Ken Casey from the Dropkick Murphys, and I love the Grandstanders! Take it away, kid!
Welcome to another edition of Grandstanders Live. My name is Scott Kerman, and I'm joined by my usual cohorts, Uncle Joe McLaughlin, and he's JP's first son, Tim Hoey. Well, we have another great show for you tonight. So, boys, let's get it started. Exciting Grandstanders Live, breaking news. Nobody.
Our favorite?
Yeah, nobody. Wait,
Scotty's favorite.
Nobody has carried the torch more than our show and me. Ripping into Stephen Wright. Is that true? We're a kind and gentle show in general, right, Timmy?
Kind and gentle.
Yeah, we're kind, but not with Stephen Wright.
Warm and fuzzy.
Not with Stephen Wright. We call him one of the worst millennial athletes of all time. Well, this just in, Stephen Wright has been jammed up for PEDs for the second time in his short, crappy career, and now gets suspended 80 games.
This is the second time?
Yeah, second time, right?
I know he hasn't.
Other than being not an unpaid suspension, this is his dream job. Doing nothing.
So he had the domestic abuse also last year.
He got arrested. Yep, exactly. Yep. And this is his second time, right, with the PEDs.
Well, that's why he needed the PEDs. The wife was beating him, I guess, in the
But
fight.
it's a knuckleball pitch.
I know. Well, that explains. He only
speed?
needs it for brawling purposes. He doesn't need it for the knuckleball.
It's unbelievable. The man doesn't even exercise. He needs to be introduced to a sit-up.
So does this come off the salary cap? That's what I want to know.
No, well, he's getting paid $1.5 million, so it really doesn't.
But these days we could use every penny.
No, it doesn't. No, that's a great question. Yeah, I don't think it does. But can we agree? Can we start putting all the dirt properly on Stephen Wright and say his career is over?
Boy, just a week ago they were saying he could be one of the closers.
Is Stephen Wright's career, at the very least, with the Boston Red Sox over?
But he eats innings.
Probably.
Scotty, but he eats innings.
About 20 a year.
We always need our knuckleballer on the Red Sox for some reason.
This guy, what is he?
He's not a thinker.
I mean, what a moron. I was reading it on the way here.
Half a season.
I don't know how this found its way into my body. He said, "Remember that needle you stuck in your butt?
Maybe that was
possibly
it.
that could have been it. You know,
vitamin B12.
I sat down on it.
All right, so the Stephen Wright era is over, and we're very happy about it. All right, so we're going to stay with the Red Sox, and I ask you this question. I know the answer is not Stephen Wright. Who is our closer opening day? Because it looks like they're talking about closer by committee, Joe.
Yeah, I guess you would start with Matt Barnes, give him the first shot.
Right, at the very least, because he's been on the team the longest, right?
But remember, back in 2013, they did the same thing, and Koji was the fourth guy they tried. Remember, they tried the guy from the Pirates.
Oh, Harahan. Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then the guy from St. Louis. And
right, that's right.
He was the fourth guy they tried that year.
So it may end up something like that. Well, look, the offense can carry the Red Sox to
I'm making a bold prediction. Craig Kimbrell, 2 years, $20 million.
All right, well,
I think he's got offers better than that.
Well, somebody I know who's on the show a lot has told me that Craig Kimbrell, he's not renting anymore in Brooklyn?
No, he hasn't been there since the day after the World Series.
Oh, I don't know.
No one with more than
for a year.
Nobody with more than 20
bucks. No one lives there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I was just out of Florida, and everyone in Boston's in Florida right now.
I had to check up on this. And
and
Layla told me, no, the day after she said goodbye to him. They got in the car and off.
All right, okay, all right. Well, I have differing opinion. All right, so Michael Chavis. I've been talking about Michael Chavis for a couple years. Will you give me that? And Michael Chavis has 4 home runs in spring training. Are we to?
And he's working on his second PED.
yeah, right, exactly.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying, Joe, okay?
So I guess my first question: have we seen Stephen Wright and Michael Chavis in the same room recently?
Let's hope.
Let's hope not. So. Does spring training matter to me? Because right now, this guy is 4 home runs. We're only a week or so into spring training. If this guy continues to play like he does he play himself on the 25-man roster?
Well, sure, they're looking for somebody who's putting something up. I mean, it's better than him striking out all the time for his cause, obviously. He's getting some notice.
But, Joe, they make room for him on the 25-man roster because this is a guy that, he's been in the organization for a
I
long
think
time.
they want him to work on his hitting. I guess he's a big swing and miss a guy. They'd like to see him.
But also they want to try.
That position is taken care of right now.
Well, he's for
this year.
He's a third baseman. You might be able to convert him to a first baseman. What they're trying on fields that nobody sees is they're trying to play him at second base.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
If this guy can play second, that's really the only opening that we have at this moment.
Yeah, because let's be honest, this just feels like an administrative move as far as Dustin Pedroia trying to play spring training games, right?
But this could, be even worse. Can you imagine a guy who's never played the position turning the double play at the major league level on a consistent basis?
Yeah.
It's probably
But Joe,
not going to happen.
Wouldn't it be
that's
awesome
a great
though,
point.
to get like 25, 30 homers out of second base this year?
That would be nice. The
That would
offense
be very
I like, but defensively, and all due respect, your buddy at short really doesn't light the world on fire either.
I don't know. He always rips Xander Bogaerts. I don't know why.
No, he's just not.
He's an above-average shortstop, Joe.
On a 1 to 10 defensively, where do we put him? 6 and a
Xander
half,
Bogaerts,
7?
I know he won't give him any
Smack
credit.
dab in the middle.
No, that's not true. He's an 8.
not. I never say he's a bad defensive player.
Yes,
he just doesn't have a lot of range either.
No, look, I'll say that Xander can dog. It's definitely a double play, absolutely.
yeah.
But I think that he's an 8 as far as he's above average. All right, so boys, this name Josh Taylor. He's 25 years old. He's a lefty who could very well help us out of the bullpen. He's putting up good numbers, and the reason I mention him, you know who we acquired him for? Devin Marrero. Oh my God! Yeah, he was the player to be named later for Devin Marrero. I will truly forget the Travis Shaw deal altogether in Dave Dombrowski's resume if he actually gets someone who can make an out in the major leagues for Devin freaking Marrero.
It would be
Sandy
nice.
Leon might be a better hitter than Devin Marrero.
Right. That's unbelievable.
A name I have no clue who he is.
I know, you're right. He's just looking up. All right, so, if you remember, there's been just a few pitchers in the major league for the Red Sox who are must-watch TV in our lifetime. Roger Clemens.
Oh, definitely.
Dennis Eckersley in 78, right? Pedro. I would say Kurt Schilling at times, which is
Yeah.
great.
I don't know if I'd put Schilling in that category.
But I think there were times early on. El Tiante. I'm adding to the list this year. I think the most popular pitcher on the Boston Red Sox this year is going to be Nathan Eovaldi. That may end up being must-watch TV. He's right? I'm telling you, the love I'm seeing toward Nathan Eovaldi already for what he did last season and what he did in the playoffs. When you see opening day, watch who gets the loudest
big
applause.
cheer.
You know what? I was expecting you to say Price or Sale. And
I thought he was going to say
when
Sale.
you said Eovaldi,
Nah,
Scotty, it makes total sense. He's a folk hero now in Boston.
But how bizarre is it to me that I think I can say this, seeing that we're at all the games, that the Chris Sale starting pitching has never been must-watch TV.
For me, it was. If I was flicking through the channels and the Sales pitching,
but never the aura that like a Pedro had, right?
Also, I'm in sales and we take customers to baseball games, and if I have a Tuesday night game against an obscure opponent and I say Sales pitching, people's ears perk up and all of a sudden they want to go.
But it doesn't feel like the buzz.
I never get turned on by a Sale performance.
Right, yeah, right.
And he strikes out a lot of guys. I mean,
Yeah.
he's dominant like Pedro or Tiant.
There are points in the season where he's the best pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I said
right.
points.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're going to be Chris Salen this year, no matter whether we like it or not. There's going to be times where he misses
Hey, the
starts.
Patriots were very successful, with pacing Gronk this year and the year before. Hey, why not pace Sale instead of shutting him down for 2 months?
Well, they'll definitely pay Sale if they sign him to an extension, because then they're
yeah.
theirs, and that may be part of the deal.
If they're going to invest a
Sale
lot
may
of money,
he may take less money if he knows that they're only going to make him throw 25 starts a year.
yeah, 160
Yeah, they're gonna
innings.
they're gonna watch him like a hawk this
Yeah.
year.
All right, so boys, we go to the Celtics, and I had an argument before the show with William the intern and Handsome Todd, because they're buying into this whole Celtics looked fantastic against the Golden State Warriors last night, and all sins are forgotten.
You know what
and
I
I'm not
Like
buying that.
Eckersley would say, they're showing you the cheese. Don't go for it. Let's see 3 or 4 more games in a row. And by the way, tonight Kyrie's not playing.
Yeah.
already.
All right,
Right.
can I tell you? This is what was going through my mind as I'm driving in here after watching that spectacular performance last night. And obviously the Warriors were a little. The Patriots this year look like dogs at certain points
first
of the
half of the
season,
year.
right? I wrote them off. We all wrote them off. Scotty had them at 9-7. You know,
It should be in the back of my
could this
head,
be
right?
a similar scenario? They have the talent. They do have the talent.
Great point, Timmy, and I will give you that one
Yeah.
answer. They don't have one thing.
The
Tom
chemistry.
Brady.
Yeah.
That's
Or
the
Bill
difference.
Belichick.
They don't
Yeah,
have the
right.
guy that ties it all together.
Yeah, because we knew Tom Brady was the ultimate
Yo,
decider.
they were
of how the
they
season
looked
was
as
gonna end up.
cohesive a unit last night as you will see in any NBA team. They were high fiving. The bench was up the whole game. And the woman afterwards at the post-game show said, it's easy to high five and be cheering when the shots are falling. What are you doing when the shots aren't falling?
I know, right. Look, congratulations on this. The Celtics
Yeah.
won an NBA game in February. Congratulations.
Without
But-
Klay Thompson, without Boogie Cousins.
Oh,
you know.
Boogie
But the
Cousins
difference,
was in
but the
there.
difference
Yeah, but he
between
was gone.
the
No,
not
difference
till the
between
very
great
end.
players and great teams is consistency, and how you do it on a night-to-night basis. Let's see how they play tonight in Sacramento. Right? They play in Sacramento. Vince?
Yes.
When Kyrie Irving decides that he has a thigh contusion. Joe, have you ever had a thigh contusion?
Yes.
And did that stop you from going to work?
Well, no.
No, of
Course
course
not.
it did, because he's the mailman and he goes every
I'm no
day.
Stephen Wright.
That
That's
might knock me
correct.
out for a couple days.
Thigh contusion, for God's sake. Who
I'm a
even-
lazy salesman. That would knock me out for a week.
Who even knew you had a thigh? All right, okay, boys. So what I would tell you is that Danny Ainge needs to be criticized because all the top teams in the Eastern Conference made additions, right? They made either buyouts or made trades. We have done nothing, zero, and that second team is offensively challenged.
Well, it just goes with saying the second team, because they're offensively challenged.
Right.
But
He didn't do anything to improve them. He depended on
we
the
could have
market.
used a shooter, too, at the deadline.
I completely disagree.
Well, they are offensively
Who
challenged.
was available? They're already fighting for minutes, Scotty. The
No, but
coaches.
that's the
I know,
thing,
I know.
if they're not playing,
but
you're not fighting for minutes. You gotta-
It's not a talent issue, Scotty. It's a cohesiveness issue. Who are they? Who is available that they could come in? Who's going to knock Al Horford out of minutes? Who's going
No,
to
no,
knock?
no, no. We're
Bain?
talking about the second team, Timmy, and they became.
Second team strong.
No, it's not.
No,
strong.
It hasn't been. It has
What are
that
you talking
group.
about? Statistically, it's been
You've
terrible.
been
I
like
think
the
I
worst
think
in
they're
the league.
capable of much more. I think there wasn't anyone that they could have brought in. I think they're already having numbers, minutes issues. The last thing they needed was someone else coming in
Oh
and
no, you
pushing
could
the
be
minutes
more.
up.
You could be more completely
mark
wrong.
my words, this
And the
team's gonna
reason
do all
also, Joe, is that when you have an issue where these guys aren't getting along, bring in a new player could only help the team, right? You
If a little competitive.
But also, you
Juice
bring in
in,
a
yeah.
veteran presence that might, all of a sudden everyone can bitch and moan to him,
Yeah.
and maybe things can be worked out. They depended too much on Marcus Morris to bring the team together, both on the court and off the court, and he can't do it.
That makes a little bit of sense.
Because he's
not,
a lame duck to begin with.
not too much sense. A glue guy.
Yeah,
They
but
could have
also-
brought in a glue guy. I won't say a talent-wise guy, but a glue guy.
But
I
Timmy,
could have
he's
agreed
playing back to the back of his his baseball card, as they say. All of a sudden, he hasn't shot well lately, and
Yeah.
he's starting to lean statistically back to what he normally does, right?
I just didn't see the minutes available for. I didn't see anyone out there who was available for those minutes. That was going to come in and take minutes.
The only
away.
second teamer that all year that has improved and generated offense is Jaylen Brown.
Right. Well, yeah, Jaylen Brown has played well for the last couple of months.
I think there's a lot of basketball left to play, and I think I have some hope.
Okay, boys, I've been talking about it for, I don't know, since December. I stress to you that in the NBA and NHL, when you are in whatever spot you are in the seeding, in late December is where you end up ultimately for the playoffs. They were in the fifth in the conference.
Yeah, when you mail your
in
Christmas
December,
cards, that's your address.
They were fifth
You were
in
right
the
on the mark with that,
Fifth in the
Scotty.
conference, and we're now in March. And where are they?
You were
Fifth
right.
in the
You
conference.
called it
They're
exactly.
almost
Yeah.
cemented there, right? And we thought when Oladipo got hurt for the Pacers that they would fall off. Well, they haven't fallen off
Yeah.
at all because that's not what happened.
But I don't see them as a playoff threat. They're a regular season threat, but playoff time, then the talent really comes out.
But this is the embarrassing thing, fellas, is they talk about the Pacers and without Oladipo showing how hard they play, and they always say right after, and the Celtics don't. Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit like the Celtics when they had the injuries last year. The other guys picked it up. And a lot of times they're not just looking for one guy. Now the ball movement improves because they're not just feeding it into the superstar.
So does Brad like this team?
Good point.
Because great point, Timmy.
Thank you.
I know he's on
Even
tonight.
a blind,
Both of you
even a
on.
blind mouse finds a piece of cheese now and then.
Does Brad like this team? Because it sure doesn't feel like he does.
Yeah, he looks like Belichick in 09, just
He's
sitting
trying.
it out.
He's trying to learn this phase of his coaching life. Young
Call it
millionaires
Gene
with
Willikers,
expiring contracts and the craziness that is the NBA today with the players picking and choosing where they're going. This isn't just coaching basketball now. This is managing personalities.
So Paul Gasol, I don't know if the boys will have to tell me.
He's helped out over there.
But Paul Gasol
Yeah.
is a buyout. Did he get bought out?
Yeah.
And he hasn't got a team yet. No, I don't think he has
no.
a team yet, right? All right, so Paul
Mark ended up with
yeah,
that.
Mark, but Paul Gasol would be a great pickup, wouldn't he? A rim protector that
Yeah,
I
another
love.
big guy to throw in there. If nothing else, 6 quick fouls.
Yeah, fellas in the back, if you tell me if Paul Gasol has a new team, you come in and tell me. But otherwise, Paul Gasol would be everything that you'd want to add to this team right now.
Yeah, William the
Veteran
intern, come
presence,
on down.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Good
so-
locker room guy.
Yeah, so Danny, you need to do something. I don't know if Danny's in Florida. Did you see Danny at the
I
Gulfstream at
did
all?
Well, I
not.
think this team would
I saw
have.
every other degenerate Boston gambler in the planet was a Gulfstream. Though.
Yeah, right.
I think that, they could have even done addition by subtraction. If these guys aren't getting along, maybe get one lead, pull one guy out for a future asset or something.
I would love to
Yeah,
see
you
the
can use
conversations
trades.
Well, you
going
can't
on.
make any trades now, but yeah,
That
right,
you could
yeah.
use for
I would
trade.
love to see the conversations going on in the Celtics front office right now. Like, what is being said? What is the plan? What's the master plan right now?
I think the plan is already in place. Like you've mentioned that before, Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
I think they are tanking this year in a sense. They have no interest in winning a championship. It's all about building the assets for Davis.
Yeah, that seems to be Danny's plan.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be deviating from it at all. But I wonder. It seemed like he had a deal in place with Dell Dumps, right?
Right. Yeah. Well.
And now he's gone. Now, is the deal still in place with what's his name?
Yeah, I don't know. Right.
The new GM, the
obviously
interim
they'll-
GM
They'll be
there.
dealing with different suitors and then the draft picks and all that stuff. But yeah, we'll see about that.
You know, the vibe I'm getting, talking to all my friends, is we just want to root for guys that want to be here. I don't want to go. If you don't want to be here, and people are having to tippy-toe around you. I don't want you. I don't care if we're in last place. I want guys who want to be here, who work their butts off. That's who I want to see
But
play.
especially Kyrie
ML
Irving, we talk about this, and they don't talk about this, and nobody talks about this enough. Kyrie Irving doesn't show up and doesn't play games most of the time. He's
He only plays about, say, maybe 2/3.
You
Yeah.
think that doesn't hurt the camaraderie on the team? You don't
Yeah.
think that these guys who are playing tonight in
The
Sacramento think,
cohesion, as
Yeah.
you say.
why is Kyrie not out
Well,
here?
you brought it up, Scotty. You said, it's the father who's never around and then comes home once every 2 weeks and barks at everybody that the house is dirty and the chores aren't done and you're not getting straight A's in your report card, and then he's gone for 2 weeks.
You're right.
And everyone's looking at him saying, "Who's that guy?"
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Why are we listening to him?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's Kyrie Irving. Thank you. I could not have
Yeah.
articulated this.
Great
Timmy is
analogy.
so hot. I think we may send Timmy on.
I think I stole that analogy from somebody.
Yeah, well, yeah, you stole it from me. You said it. Please give me credit. All right, boys, we'll go to the New England Patriots. And my sources are telling me that the addition wide receiver to the New England Patriots will be Golden Tate. And he'd be a
Ooh.
nice pickup, wouldn't he?
He's not what we need, though, unfortunately.
Well, you're looking for an outside threat,
Yes.
probably, right?
Yes,
But
I'd
still,
like to.
look, we're losing Hogan, right?
But he
We're
plays
losing
that- and
He's an upgrade over Hogan. He'd be an
yeah,
upgrade.
he played more of the Hogan
Actually, I
position.
think Hogan is attracting much more interest around the league than Golden Tate.
Well, I don't.
Oh, well, that's
After
fine,
this
dude.
year's performance, I don't know why.
You know, Detroit and Philly didn't get rid of him for no reason either.
Why,
know.
you think he's just trouble?
Well, no, he's not trouble. He just doesn't have it anymore.
I think he'd be a nice fit, you know.
But he plays Edelman's position, and
All right,
Number
well,
one,
we'll see.
you know,
All right, Joe doesn't like it.
Number one, I think.
I think he'll cost too much.
I think
for what he
Belichick
gives
has
us.
learned his lessons. We need guys who can remember the roots, and I
Oh,
think
he
Golden,
could.
And
Golden
Golden
Tate's
Tate
a
could.
very smart
Yeah,
guy,
good.
and I think he could remember the roots.
Yeah.
I think that's number one on the criteria for a Belichick receiver right
Yeah,
now.
great
No,
point,
number
Timmy.
one is you got to kowtow to Tom Brady.
And kowtow to Bill Belichick.
Golden Tate's probably at that point in his career. He just wants a championship. Tell me what to do, I'll do it.
Yeah, that's where I think he's said that. All right, boys. Dwayne Allen released. Do you realize that
to be
Dwayne?
re-signed.
They're gonna
No, but
resign
Dwayne
him.
Allen had like a $7 million cap hit. Oh my! What the hell?
How
is
terrible!
that?
trade. They gave up a fourth rounder for when that was the only.
No, but he ended up.
Now,
I
Uncle
mean, when
Joe-
you look at it, he ended up being a solid.
Uncle
player.
Joe watches the old line like nobody else. Is he that valuable on
But
the
he's-
offensive line?
Yes, I think he is valuable as a blocker, as a receiver. Jeez, he's got hands.
No, but they never really used him as a receiver. But I'm saying
Yeah.
for what he did, we got some return, Joe. Would
Oh,
you
yeah,
agree?
definitely.
For the fourth
What-
round pick.
what-
Wasn't
yeah,
it-
he
He
seems to be
played
an important.
about 40% of the
He seems to be an
snaps.
important part of that running game.
Yeah.
That the Patriots now the defenses are getting lighter and faster. The Patriots seem to be going for that power
Hammering,
mode
yeah.
now, and he fits that mold of what they're looking for.
And he was in for those important 3 plays that changed
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
And he knows who and when to block when he's out there on the outside.
Yeah.
Because a lot of guys flying around out there. Picking the right guy is the whole key to opening up the
Big
the
tough
lane
guy,
for the
good
guy.
blocker.
And fellas, we always say, if you help our team, the Patriots, win a Super Bowl, and we gave up a 4th round pick, great. Here you go. Because those.
Randy Moss was a fourth round pick.
those-
We didn't win one.
Yeah, don't even remind me of that, Joe. All right, this is very sad news, and I'm reporting it first, and I just hate it because he's one of my favorite players in the history of the New England Patriots, but Dante Hightower is going to get cut. He's got too much of a hit.
What's his hit?
What I've like $11 million,
or more.
and they've asked him to take a pay cut, and I don't understand what Dante's thinking. He's saying no. Maybe he realizes when he gets a sniff of what his market is.
They've been pacing him too.
Yeah.
They only need him to play that Super Bowl.
Yeah, nobody's giving Dante Hightower across the league.
you think it
And
might
They
be
wouldn't
one of
give him
those-
$5 million 3 or 4 years
Well,
ago.
Yeah,
when he
nobody's
cut.
giving him
Fine.
big money.
Dante, we're cutting you. Go see what you can get and come back. And
That's
talk
it.
to us.
I think right. I think you're right. The same situation with Allen. Unfortunately, what would be with Hightower is they're going to cut him because there's no reason that they're going to come close to
He
that.
might be the kind of guy that's got the money, he's got his pride, and he just will leave.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes.
Wow. And just go
I
to
hope
another
not
team.
because he
No,
seems-
just go. Just
as
leave.
we've seen
Just
in the
retire.
playoffs, he's one of those dudes who comes up big when the money's on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
becomes Willie McGinnis when
Yeah.
it's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, so boys, I want a stud pass rusher in the draft. Joe.
Me too.
Joe, I know.
But I want him as a defensive tackle if at all possible.
Okay,
'Cause
so
they're so weak in the middle.
I know you didn't take the week off on the combine because your wife
Yeah.
would leave
But
you.
it is loaded with defensive.
but I tell
How
us on
about
the
that
combine.
guy Sweat? Oh my God! Do you see him?
Oh, the guy who
Running
ran.
4.8,
Yeah, right.
300.
Oh, yeah, 360.
That's why Tom Brady wants to get
Oh,
out.
my
That's
God.
why Giselle wants him to get out soon. Because when you get guys who are 300 plus, who run like cheetahs, you need to be getting out of the
It's like
league
getting
too.
run over by a pickup.
Talking about
sure
good
is.
40s, the kid from UMass tied for the fastest 40.
Oh, the wide receiver.
The wide receiver, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I know
The
that
clock
is
was
fun.
broken. It came in at like 5:125, and the kid was probably over crying in the corner when they realized that the clock was broken. It was really like a 4-3.
Oh, is that right?
Or 4-2
Oh, I didn't hear that
or 4-1
story.
or something like that, yeah. He's fast, though.
All right, Joe, give us a sleeper pick for the Patriots who will fill that need. Some after watching the combine. You gotta be quick.
I would never even try to pick what Bill Belichick is going to do. But if I had my druthers, I would go with the defensive tackle, and he's that kind of guy too.
Sweet.
Defensive tackle or offensive tackle? Give me a tackle.
He gets. We know from the past that Bill Belichick gets influenced by this combine stuff.
He loves linemen too
Yeah,
early.
but he's impressed by all the
yeah.
shuttle runs.
He
and
likes
stuff.
athletes. He likes athletes, versatile athletes
Yeah.
who can do multiple things.
Yeah. All right, so boys, I didn't bring the hat tonight, but we're
Moving
gonna
right along.
we're gonna
Oh,
go to the
predictions.
predictions. Here we go.
Where's the hats?
No,
Bro?
I
Same without the
We
hat.
have to get you one.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we got to get all three of you ones. All right, here he goes. Derek Carr will be acquired by the Patriots. Come on, yes, no. Derek Carr, the Raiders. David Price will be closer by June.
No.
Too much money.
Steven Belichick will be the next coach of the Patriots. Brian Belichick is being groomed also. I've heard that he may get a coordinator. Not a coordinator, but like a safeties coach or something if they move Steven up.
Of course.
All right, because
Well,
it's all
no.
about the Belichicks, right?
We already know
Yeah,
who the
he
next,
wants to
we
be
already,
the
we already know the
Shanahan,
next Celtics Patriots coach is. It's
Josh.
Josh Gordon.
Oh,
Josh,
no, it's
whatever.
not.
Oh,
It's
not-
not.
yeah.
The
You
next
don't think so?
no,
that's, I think it's an unwritten deal. I
no,
think it's absolutely
it is. No,
Josh McDaniels.
it's Steven
Josh
Belichick.
McDaniels.
It's absolutely Steven Belichick.
I think he may be right.
I think Bill is hanging
Bill
on
will hang on as long
No,
until he
until he can get
until
his
he
son.
can install him in.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to do it.
I think it's a secret handshake deal behind the scenes.
Calvin Johnson unretires to play for the Patriots.
Ooh.
No, never happened.
Celtics will sign in the next week or two Kevin Garnett.
I thought you were going to say
To
Bill
sit,
Russell.
no, Kevin Garnett to sit on the bench and to be a
Wouldn't that be
mentor to
awesome?
the players.
Wouldn't that
And
be
whack people who aren't playing hard.
Right.
Oh, I would
Break
love it,
the
man.
balls.
I would love
You
it.
know he'd love to do it, right?
yeah.
There's absolutely no reason. I mean, we're not going to play the 12th guy, and
Yeah.
maybe you could give him a couple minutes at some point. Isn't it better than having
You know what I
R.J.
do love?
Hunter?
You know, I was just down in Florida, and I see how beautiful the weather is down
Yeah.
there. And Garnett comes back in the middle of the winter to attend these Celtics games. I got to give him credit.
Well,
Like,
right, but
Yeah.
that's not out of the question. What
Well,
I
he
just
spent
said.
most of his career in Minnesota. This
Yeah.
is like going to Florida.
No, that's not out of the question, Joe. That he could do. They could do that.
It's absolutely out of the
No.
question.
All right, no, it's not. No, it's
No,
not.
they'd make
That's
him
insanity.
like an assistant coach.
All right, this just ended. I have sources that tell me that
Sources.
Roy Williams of North Carolina, the coach of North Carolina, who actually
had a heart
had
attack.
vertigo. He had vertigo and collapsed on the court, and he's one of the greatest coaches in the history of college basketball, will retire this year, and the UNC coach next year will be Brad Stevens.
No, I don't buy
I
it.
don't
give me
see
that
him
for?
leaving.
What do you
I,
don't
thi- I
buy
think
it?
the Celtics are.
All right,
but
He's had a taste of the
we're
big
having
time.
a little bump in the marriage right now. I don't think it's ready for. I don't think it's time for a divorce.
All right, but you like
That, and doesn't he have like about 4 more years to run on that contract?
can you
they
imagine
love
how
Brad
much you'll pay
Stevens.
him?
Probably
UNC?
no out to go to UNC.
This is
I
a.
thought you would like that one.
well, yeah, I don't mind.
I
it.
got
don't
like a
mind
dirty
it.
face.
I could see it. I mean, that's a
Why go
college.
to
Those
North
college,
Carolina?
Those college jobs are the greatest jobs. In
Oh
the
yeah,
world.
Yeah,
that-
right,
I mean,
yeah.
it is
they
the
probably
best.
give you an 8-bedroom house on the water.
never
somewhere.
pay-
Yeah.
You never the
free
wallet.
car, free.
the-
You never pay for
The
nothing.
wallet, and you get the sneaker deals. The wallet never leaves the pocket.
Yeah, and
Ever.
you know, and Brad Stevens, if
Every
any-
restaurant in town.
You
if
put-
anyone, he's a real nondescript looking guy. So if anyone does recognize him, like right now, they're telling him to go screw
and you
off
get to pick
around
your
here.
players. You get to recruit your players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, so now all of a sudden you kind of
No,
buying into
no,
it.
he's not leaving the Celtics. But if he was going to, that would be.
You know that he's doing it.
The
All right,
reason to do it.
Patriots trade.
You know, it'd be Indiana University.
Patriots trade for Johnny Hecker, the punter. They give up a third-round pick.
Is he a left-footed?
No, the one that he loves
Yeah.
from the
Oh,
Rams. Bill Belichick.
Why would we leave our punter? What a
No, he's a free agent.
Allen is pretty
He's
good.
a free agent, though. He
We'll
can
sign
go.
him. We'll sign him.
All right, Ernie Adams of Brookline retires of the Patriots. You know the
And the
the
dynasty
Ghost Whisperer,
crumbles.
and the person who replaces him is to my right, Uncle Joe McLaughlin.
The Whisperer.
He's the Ghost Whisperer.
Bill,
Joe, would
there's 2
you?
minutes left. You have 2 timeouts.
I'll be moving to Center Street too, Ernie.
Take a timeout with 1:32 left.
Joe, wouldn't you take the position if asked?
Of course. I can wear pink striped shirts too.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight.
That was too quick.
Yeah, it sure was. Well, we'll want to thank the boys. Want to thank everyone behind the scenes. Of course, Handsome Todd and William the intern. Please check us out on our website at thegrandstanders.com and tune in on Friday night for Dirty Water TV.
Yep.
Friday night live at 9
From the
o'clock
Raiders Bar.
for the Grandstanders 1 hour broadcast. The most
Extravaganza.
watched show online of any Boston sports show. For each
We're
week.
killing it.
We're killing it. So thank you again for watching. My name is Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. I'm Scott Kerman. Have a great and happy night. The elephants are in town.
Here comes the circus.